All right, 16-6A, we are joined with Greg Rogers from Sod Park, head coach. Coach, talk about your district. During realignment, nothing really changes too much for you because you're in there with the Cypress teams, but does that familiarity help, hurt? It's got to help you, but how do you feel this district will play out this year?
Well, I mean, our district's always going to be tough. I mean, there's no week off. There's no game you can look at on the schedule and say, oh, that one's a win. I mean, it's a gauntlet every single year in this district, which, you know, is why the teams that come out of our district normally fare pretty well in the playoffs.
And the good thing for this year's district, you guys have the district as a whole has 2 of the top 10 players in the state in this district, including Harold Perkins. Why don't you talk a little bit about Harold and how he helps you on both sides of the ball?
He's a special talent for sure. You know, he's a two-way starter, which you don't see a whole lot in 6A football anymore. Even though years ago, back when I played, that was the norm. But he's a great young man, an exceptional athlete, which is why he's got offers from all over the country. He's also a great leader for our team, and you know, our kids, you know, are lockstep in with him, and we're looking for big things out of him.
I know we talked to him over the summer at over the spring with one of the camps he went to. Not a big talker, but he's all about business on the field. You kind of like that about your players, and he's got a teammate there on the line or at linebacker that's going to help you guys out too, and Owen.
Yes, sir. Owens, our other outside backer across from him. Owen also plays receiver for us as well. You know, Owen's coming on strong as well, especially in the recruiting game. His recruitment's starting to pick up, along with several of our other guys. I mean, we're very blessed that we return a lot of kids from last year. You know, and we've got a lot of talent coming back. You know, it's just getting them all together and work together as a team and go out for that common goal each week.
Now you guys kind of had to sweat out a playoff spot there almost down to the last week there, and you made it as the 4th seed. What can this team work on to maybe push their way up and maybe not make you lose hair there down the stretch?
Well, the biggest thing is just, you know, the consistency. We've gotten better each year from our first varsity season, you know, we just completed our 3rd season of varsity play, and we've incrementally increased each year. In some places it was by position, other phases it was by that side of the ball, and now even as a team. I think a lot of the work that they've done during our season this spring has helped out. We've got a lot of involvement in our weight room after school and before school. We've got a lot of kids showing up after school to do their own workouts out on the field and throw and catch and basically have their own player-led practices. You know, and if we can keep that up over the summer throughout our Tiger Camp, which is what we call our strength and conditioning camp, it's definitely going to help to bring them closer together and get everybody on the same page and create that consistency that we need.
Is there any positions on your team that you're still battling for a spot there as far as in the back of your mind, like, okay, I'm really wondering who's going to step up and win this position for me that you might want to talk about?
Well, in reality, I mean, we tell our kids, and it's the truth, that every position is wide open every time the season ends. Every position's wide open. We actually leave an open space on our depth chart with that top spot. You know, and we have our kids. I mean, right now, even with 5 days left in the school year for us, we have them ranked in Alpha, Bravo, and Charlie platoons, kind of where they stand in our program. And it's a constant movement on where they're going based on a lot of things other than just athletic ability. You know, it's the type of young man they are, their grades, their character, their conduct, how much of a teammate they are, you know, and buying into our culture here.
You guys had a tough first-round playoff spot last year with Tomball Memorial, but that was probably one of the more entertaining games of the year. I mean, over 100 points scored in that game, so it proves that you guys can compete if you get that better spot. I'm wishing you guys the best this year, and I appreciate you joining with me.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you having us on, and thank you what you do for high school football.